What's up, folks? So I'm coming at you today with a video on BLXN BUSD hike. Last time I spoke about these guys, it was pre-launch. So today I'm gonna basically tackle the protocol to see where they're at, what they have been up to, and what is the optimal winning strategy if you do decide to jump into BLXN or if you already are. So this one you wouldn't want to miss. Alright, so let's talk numbers. For everyone who follows me on the channel knows that I really like to put numbers into perspective, especially with the use of spreadsheets, because this is how you visualize whatever you entered and how much money you intend to make if everything goes well, of course. So starting from the beginning, let's assume you enter with 1,000 BUSD, you're gonna pay 10% tax, that's 100. Discount that, you're left with an 100 in your deposited section. So the max you can claim is 3 times the amount you have in your deposits, and simple math gets you to 2,700. Remember, you cannot unstake, so your initial is locked. Now the profit you intend to make is not that much, of course, because that's your income. You have to remove your initial, which is 1,000. Also, you have to remove 10% of the amount that you're about to collect, and you're left with that much in profit. So you are realizing about 1.43x overall, which is pretty good in my opinion. Now, when it comes to the time frame of you realizing that much, if you follow the basic strategy that is actually recommended by the team itself, you start at 2% a day, right? But that changes after 10 days. So 10 days in, that changes to 4%, it doubles down. 20 days, 6, then 8, then it jumps to 10% between 40 days in up until 50 days, where you intend to reach max payout based on the calculations I made, right? So if you start today, after 50 days you reach max payout, and that is when you can claim. Now, this is the amount of dollars, if we're talking dollars, that you intend to make on a daily basis. And remember, this is not retroactively taken into account, so your dividends don't inflate whenever you reach an ROI percentage after a certain amount of time. So keep that in mind. Now, is this actually the optimal strategy that everyone follows in order to reach your maximum payout? I actually did a few models. Now, unfortunately, you cannot, if you do compound or if you do collect for that matter, you reset everything back to the default percentages. Meaning, if you're at 4%, you do decide to compound, you go back to 2% a day. So taking that into account, I tried to add the compounding variable into the equation to see if we can reach max payout in less than 50 days. Because remember, so far 50 days is the max that you need in order to reach that amount. So I did that. I took $900, I applied the 2% model, and then if, for example, you take into account 5 days in, so let's assume I did decide to compound every day for 5 days. Or let's take it up a notch, let's do 10 days. So I did decide to compound every day for 10 days, and then I put my deposited section, I'm gonna buff it up a bit, to 1,075. Now, disregard the total profit because this assumes that I entered with 1,000, not more. Now let's look at my cumulative amount that I intend to make. So the max to be claimed again is 3,225, right? So that's the amount to be claimed. The max, sorry, to be claimed. But even though it shows day 50, I didn't start with 1,075, right? I started with what? With 900, and I did compound for 10 days to reach that amount. So if you discount the fact, so if I'm at 2,700 max deposit and then you take that into account, so simple math would give me the amount that I can still make in order to reach that maximum deposit, right? So I need to make 1,625 on top of 1,075 in order to get there, which is pretty simple. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't account for the fact that even though I am there, so look at the math. So 40 days in, I am at 2,150. right? So I am still to reach 2,700. So where do I get that 2,700? It's gonna be between day 40 and day 50, correct? Looking at this line right here, it says to reach max, I need 6 days on top of day 40. So this is what I'm taking into account. So this takes into account the difference between the two. So add 6 days on top of day 40, that's 46. Add to the fact that I compounded for 10 days before that, so I reach max payout by day 56, which is 6 days more than the optimal formula that the team gave us. Now run the numbers however you can. I did try several models. I did try to compound for 5 days, perhaps reach 6%, then compound once. So anyways, I ran the numbers several times, and at the end of the day, it's just best if you wait 50 days if you want to claim the maximum you could claim from the protocol, and then if you decide to get more, you can always re-enter. And if you think that you're a bit too late, keep in mind that at 200,000 TVL, even if the contract drains column A at 2% a day, or 2,000 column B, look at how many days you have left. You have more than 50 days where you'll be able to claim your money. And if we increase that amount to 4, let's assume it's draining 4,000 a day, you still have about exactly actually 50 days to get your maximum deposit, and that's the max deposit. Remember that before that you're still in profit. So between day 35, based on my calculation, and day 50, you're in actual good profit. So you don't have to reach max payout if you feel that the contract is being drained. You still have the opportunity to cash out some profit, and that is assuming that this is happening. So it's being drained as of today, and I beg to differ based on everything the team is putting out. Alright, that's it from me today. Thank you for sticking around and listening to everything I had to say. Now, I actually didn't go over what BLXN does in essence, because I do have a video when I explain everything in depth. I'm gonna leave a link to this below. So essentially, without you knowing too much about it, it's a Wealth Mountain fork. I'm also gonna leave a link to Wealth Mountain videos below if you're not familiar with this protocol as well. It is a bit different. I just showcase in my spreadsheet a few things that is regarding the protocol that is different to what Wealth Mountain does. Remember, Wealth Mountain is an angel investor to BLXN, so it is a trusted, safe project from that perspective at least. Now, I do want to mention that they always have competitions in line, and they always do promos in regards to their announcement channel on Telegram, and that is something I'm going to show you. Sorry, I'm linking my channel actually. So let's go over their channel. You can clearly see they always have stuff coming up. So right now they actually sent 250 BUSD to winners of a certain competition. They always post promos. They actually celebrated their 200k TVL, and I'm sure they're gonna have more stuff coming up. Now, I got word that there will be, the next competition that will happen will involve an extra percentage on your stake. So it's not exactly sure how much will it be, but based on what I've been told, it's going to be about 3%. So for example, if you do enter with 1,000 BUSD, keeping that 1,000 BUSD in mind, you're going to have 30 bucks extra on top of your deposit, meaning that will also increase your max payout by $90. So overall, actually it's a bit less because you have to take into account the tax. So overall, it is an incentive to enter. So these things come into play as the protocol matures over time. So I'm pretty excited to see what these guys have in mind. And also keep in mind that this is the second coming of BLXN, because BLXN is an ecosystem. They had a previous project, that's their second one. And the cool thing is that they reward back the original protocol. So they're giving back 5% to Wealth Mountain, and they have a third one planned. I don't know much about it yet, but I'm sure I'll talk about it when we do. And there's gonna be more to come. So that is it in regards to BLXN BUSD highest current situation and its optimal strategy to actually get some profits at the end. Also, I want to mention that a sub to the channel would be amazing. It really helps us new kids around the block dish out better, more valuable content to everyone, and expose this word we love the most to more people. So I thank you and appreciate you dearly in advance. Now also hitting the like button would be a plus. If you do like what I'm putting out, of course, this is not something that you should do unless you actually like the video you're watching. So again, thank you in advance. And as always, take care of your finances and trade responsibly. This was Roy with DeFi Ascension. Thanks for watching.